Hello everyone. In this presentation, we are going to look about overlays. What is an overlay? Overlays are lightweight pop-ups. The term lightweight differentiates it and the normal browser pop-ups. Okay, now let's see what are normal browser pop-ups and what are overlays. Here you are seeing something similar to a browser pop-up which is created as a new window. These old style pop-ups are not desirable because they take more time, space and system resources. Whereas in this slide, here also there is a pop-up, but it is a lightweight overlay, not produced as a new window but as a overlay. It is produced as a overlay. Hope you can be able to distinguish both the browser pop-ups and overlays. So here are some advantages of overlays. First of all, the overlays are lightweight in-page objects which are inexpensive to create and they are fast to display. They doesn't need to be controlled by the browser, but an web application is enough to control them. Then the users are able to style the overlays as per their wish, which is not possible in the browser pop-ups. Each browser pop-ups has its own style in displaying their pop-ups, right? The Chrome pop-ups should be displayed in a different style from the Yahoo browser, right? So there are three types of overlays to be discussed. They are dialog overlay, detail overlay, and input overlays. The type 1 is dialog overlay. The dialog overlay replaces the old style browser pop-ups. For example, look at this image. As we all know, this is the inbox page in Gmail. So what happens in an old style or the older versions of email, if we click on the compose option, it directs you to a new tab. But here when you click on compose option, it is displayed on the same page as an overlay. As it is a dialog box, we'll be calling it as dialog overlay. Here we can see one more example from YouTube. See, if I want to buy or rent this movie, the Angry Birds 2 movie, what I'll be doing, I'll be clicking on this buy or rent option. Clicking on that option doesn't lead me to a new screen. Instead, the tab or we can say the overlay is displayed to complete the further procedures of buying or renting that movie. It helps the user to stay in the same page and complete her work. Under this type, the dialog overlay, we have 5 topics to learn like the lightbox effects, modality, staying in the flow, idiot boxes, and using JavaScript alerts. The first topic under dialog overlay is lightbox effect. We can take the same example which we saw previously. In this figure, the new overlay is shown while the entire background is darked out. So, lightbox effect is the process of bringing something into view by making it brighter than the background. This lightbox effect is useful when the dialog overlay contains any important information that the user shouldn't ignore. Okay. Next is modality. Overlays can be both modal and non-modal. First, let us see a modal overlay. Look at this figure. This is a modal overlay. Let me explain why. Here we can't go back to the main screen without clicking on this dialog overlay. Modal overlay requires the user to interact with it before returning to the original application. We need to interact with the dialog overlay first. Even if we click outside the screen, it won't be allowing you unless you interact with the dialog overlay. This is modal overlay. Okay. Here this is an example for non-modal overlay. For the user, it is not necessary to interact with the dialog box. Look at this picture. Here, when I hover my mouse on any of the course, a small detail about it will be shown. Now, when I click on Add to Cart button, a dialog box is displayed. It is not necessary to interact with it. If I click outside the dialog box, it will be disappearing, right? So, a non-modal overlay It is not necessary to interact with the dialog box. You can see there is a light box effect to emphasize modality in overlay. There is a light box effect, right? You can see from this figure. The next slide, it explains about the advantages of overlay rather than the normal browser pop-ups, because overlays avoid sending the user to a new page, because when there is a browser pop-up, the user will be generally directed to a new page which may break the user's normal workflow. It can be avoided by using this overlays. The next is idiot boxes. It is an anti-pattern, which means it is an undesirable pattern in dialog overlay and it should be avoided. See, if you are working in your mobile and suddenly a call comes, what happens? The work what you are currently doing will be stopped and the call will appear. That is desirable, but if unwanted pop-ups or overlays appears, it should be avoided. Take a look at this. In Yahoo Photos, if you consider that I am dragging these three photos to the folder called Paris 06, to the album called Paris 06, and click yes. After that, it shows your photos are successfully added to that album. You need to click on OK or cancel, right? That is undesirable and that are unwanted overlays. The user usually knows that he is adding that photos to that album and it should be avoided. That is an anti-pattern in this overlay. Okay, the next is using JavaScript alerts. Some browsers tempt you to make use of their alerts, right? But this type of alerts has two problems. They vary across the operating systems, and each browser has their own specific style in displaying their own pop-ups. Now you are seeing Chrome browser which has this type of JavaScript alert. The next type of overlay is detail overlay. It just allows the overlay to present additional information when the user clicks or hovers over a link or a section of content. Again, there are five topics under this. They are activation and some anti-patterns. They are mouse traps, non-symmetric activation slash deactivation, needless fanfare, and hover or cover, right? Then now let us look about how these overlays are activated. It can be just a mouse click or a hover. For example, there will be box shots without synopsis about them. These are called as box shots. All these boxes are called as box shots. They doesn't have a synopsis about them. Okay, so you just drag your mouse over the box to activate these overlays, and you'll be showing some synopsis about that box. To deactivate it, just move your mouse outside the box shot. Then these overlays will be deactivated. The next is mouse traps, which is an anti-pattern and it should be avoided. As we know, an overlay can be started on a mouse click or a mouse hover, right? Consider that you are just dragging your cursor towards the search bar over this buy or rent option. Now what happens? This overlay is activated. Like the overlay is trapped by the user, it should be avoided. The user will get unwanted risk while doing this. So in the similar to mousetrap, this is also an anti-pattern which should be avoided. When a mouse hovers over the link, the overlay is activated. But in non-symmetrical activation or deactivation, it takes some extra effort to dismiss the overlay. You can look at this example. When I drag my cursor, this overlay is activated. We need to click on close, and actually this was made by me. Generally there is no close bar in Amazon Prime. This is just for your example. Apart from the disadvantages, one of the advantages of a overlay is to pop up quickly. The activation is immediate here, so it looks like a noisy interface, and there is an unwanted animation when it gets zoomed. In the figure, when the mouse hovers around the Good Book International, an overlay is displayed. This is accepted What it is not accepted means the overlay with unwanted animation in it. If there is some pictures in this overlay, it is called as unwanted animation. So the last is hover and cover. Let's take a look at this video. I'm moving my cursor towards the search bar and all the overlays lying under the path will get activated. This is a noise and this should be avoided. So it is called as an anti-pattern. And the final type is input overlay. It is also the lightweight overlay that brings additional information for each field that is clicked. There are two considerations. They are clear focus and display versus editing. Take a look at this video. When the user moves from tab to tab, the detail about the information to be added in each tab changes. Thus, it creates a clear focus on the given input field and the user is focused on just that one field, right? These are called as input overlays. There are some anti-pattern in input overlays too. They are field traversal, tab navigation, and one-click deactivation. What is field traversal? The problem arises while moving from one field to another. What is the field? The activation of the dialog box, the overlay. It is called as the problem. And tab navigation, the problem which arises while moving from one tab to another. That's all about overlays. Thank you.